The thing is, I am Vitaly's bigger. Okay.
He really
Right. So I think that there's a high likelihood that my endurance is still better.
No, it isn't. Before the first Levan versus Devon match, I mentioned this one thing, and I'm going to say it again. In the setup, you cannot exhaust a hand that is both bigger than your hand and stronger than your hand. You can absolutely exhaust a hand, you can gas it out if it is just stronger than your hand, or even if it is just bigger than your hand, but not when it's both. And that's exactly what happened in the Levan match. Devon did not try his usual shenanigans in the setup, messing around for 2, 3, 4 minutes in the setup, because he knew that he's going to end up exhausting his own hand. And that's exactly what happened in the Vitaly match too. The setup wasn't super long, because although you may say that Devon's hand on paper looks stronger, he took Vitaly's hand on the left arm, he's surely going to take his hand on the right arm. But I would say having a stronger pronation alone does not mean that your hand is stronger. Vitaly's hand is longer than Devon, although it may be less thick, but it is stronger than Devon's hand. The squeezing ability of the fingers is twice as much as Devon, maybe even more than 2 times. So any amount of messing around in the grip that Devon is going to do in this match is going to end up hurting himself. So even in this upcoming right arm match, Devon is going to be super easy in the setup. He's not going to do what he did to John Brzezinski or Prudnik or even Gennady Kuikvinia in the setup. That is not going to work against Vitaly. Now coming to the endurance part. I was the one saying that Devon's endurance is nowhere near as good as it used to be when he was lighter, when he weighed 250 pounds. And it is definitely not as good as Vitaly Laletin's endurance. Some fans were saying that Devon's endurance is still the best in the business, but I found a more logical answer. And it is somewhere in between those two answers which I just mentioned. So the logical answer was given by Todd Hutchings himself. This is what Uncle Todd posted under the video which I made about Devon's endurance. I like this video. I like the approach and format. I find the conclusions as stated substantiated. To me, arm wrestling terminology is horrible. An endurance-based puller wins long rounds, not the last rounds. I would call the puller who wins the later rounds a recovery-based puller, and the one who wins long rounds an endurance-based puller. I also wouldn't use any matches older than East vs West or King of the Table, because I talked about matches almost up till 2 decades ago. Good job, I enjoyed it. So unlike the time-traveling scammer who dislikes 99.99% of my videos, Uncle Todd actually liked the video. So basically what Todd is saying here is that if there is a 30-second round in the upcoming Devon versus Vitaly match, Devon is most likely going to win it. But Vitaly may have better recovery. So after the 60 seconds rest, when they finally return back to the table, Vitaly may have recovered more than Devon. So despite Devon having good endurance, Vitaly may start winning the next rounds because his recovery is better than Devon. And this is why I still stand by my prediction that if Devon wins this match, if he wins this best of 7, which he most likely will, he has to win it either 4-0 or at worst with a score of 4-1. If Devon loses the first couple of rounds, even if they are close wars, there is no way he will have anything left in the gas tank to make a comeback and win the match 4-2 or 4-3. It is just not going to happen. And surprisingly, Devon trained his side pressure too for this upcoming match. Take a look at what Devon used to say about the side pressure training in arm wrestling.
Side pressure is completely overrated. It's used by people who don't have hand control. Go for the big win, guys. Go for the big win. Get your riser going. Get your pronation. Let those guys bust their elbows. Let them do it. Let them do it.
And now take a look at what Devon said after losing to Vitaly Laletin.
I've taken big parts of my career and not trained side pressure. I've done that a lot. There's been a lot of times when I've just kind of assumed that in some part of the exercise I'm adding side, but I've never trained it really intentionally. However, after the left arm, I did add side pressure exercise. I did.
I think both of these clips may have been after the Vitaly match, but you get the point. Devon has now realized, or Vitaly has forced Devon to realize, that he must train his side pressure. Devon used to believe that training for side pressure in arm wrestling is probably the second most useless thing that arm wrestlers train, after obviously grippers. And now he's training for side pressure. So maybe Uncle Todd was right here as well. Once again, that's what I was saying for a long time. The only way Devon is going to win this right-handed match against Vitaly is if he stops Vitaly in the center. And he needs a lot of side pressure for that. Because if he does not have enough side pressure, no matter how badly he busts Vitaly's wrist back, if it happens close to Devon's losing side, close to the pin pad, he cannot stop Vitaly's press, no matter how good his hand is. So I would say there is a good chance that Devon sweeps this match 4-0 just because of his strength. There is a chance that Devon wins this match 4-1. Maybe he fouls out in one round. But I don't really see him getting opened up by Vitaly, getting pinned by Vitaly's flop press and then making a comeback. It's really difficult to imagine. Use code Pradeep to purchase the East vs West 23 pay-per-view. I'll see you again.